I got a DM from a parent I'd never met before, and it completely broke me. I run a small true crime podcast. Nothing massive, maybe 15,000 listeners. It's not big enough to get recognized at coffee shops, but it's enough that people actually engage with it. I get messages sometimes, people telling me they found a lead I missed, correcting details, sharing their own theories. Most of it's just noise, but I read everything because you never know when someone's going to say something that actually matters. This message was different. A dad reached out saying his 9-year-old daughter is obsessed with my show, and I mean obsessed. Problem is, she shouldn't even be listening to true crime at that age. She's been sneaking into her room at night, keeping her earbuds in low, catching episodes through the walls. Her parents found out, and instead of shutting it down completely, they just let it happen because it's one of the only things that makes her smile anymore. That's when he told me why. She has some rare neurological condition, the kind where the doctors give you a timeline, and that timeline is measured in months, not years, maybe 3 if they're lucky. Her memory's already starting to slip. She forgets conversations she had yesterday. She'll ask the same question twice in an hour. It's like watching someone's hard drive slowly corrupt in real time, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. But here's the thing. When she listens to my podcast, she catches details, callbacks, references I make to previous episodes, connections most people miss. And every time she remembers something, it's like this small victory. Proof that her brain still works. Proof that she's still in there. Her dad said that's why he was messaging. Not to ask for money or anything like that. He just wanted to know if I could record something. A voice message. He wasn't asking for much. Didn't even want me to mention her condition or make it weird. Just something that acknowledged she was sharp, that her attention to detail mattered, that someone noticed. I recorded it that night. Nothing fancy or overproduced. I just sat in my apartment, hit record on my phone, and talked. I said I'd noticed someone in my audience was picking up on callbacks, connecting dots that most people miss. I said that not everyone listens that carefully, that whoever was doing that, they had a sharp mind, and that it mattered, that I noticed. I sent the file over, not really knowing what to expect. 3 days later, he sent me a photo. His daughter was sitting on her bed holding a notebook. The thing was absolutely filled with timestamps and episode numbers, page after page of her documenting every reference, every callback, every connection she'd made across the entire podcast. The dad's message just said she'd been doing this for months. All of it organized, color-coded, meticulous. He told me she played my message on repeat, fell asleep listening to it, woke up and played it again. Played it so much the file got corrupted, so he had to re-record it and send it again. That should have been the end of the story. One of those things where you help someone once and it feels good and you move on. But then 2 weeks later, he sent another message. No words, just a photo of her handwriting on a lined piece of paper. Tell the podcast guy I heard him, and he's right. I am smart. I read that sentence probably 50 times that day. I had to step away from my desk because I couldn't see the screen anymore. I kept expecting him to reach out again, but the messages stopped. I wasn't sure if that was good or bad. I didn't want to message him and make it weird, so I just waited, kept recording episodes normally, pretended everything was fine, but I'd think about that notebook, about her organizing all those details, about what it meant to her that someone, a stranger, noticed. Last week, he sent one final message. No subject line, just, she's gone. But she played your message at her funeral. I thought you should know. The message kept going. He told me about her last week, how hard it was, how she couldn't eat much anymore, how she slept most of the day. But knowing that someone she'd never meet, someone she only knew through a voice, had taken 5 minutes to acknowledge her existence, to tell her she was smart and that it mattered. That changed something for her, made her feel less invisible in those final days. Then he wrote something that destroyed me. He said that in her final hours, when she couldn't speak anymore, when her body was just shutting down, she held that phone in her hand like it was the only thing keeping her tethered to the world. They'd have to gently move it so she could rest, and she'd reach for it again, just holding it, just knowing that connection existed. I've re-recorded my entire back catalog since then, every single episode, and I'm adding a note at the beginning of each one. If you're listening to this at night when no one knows, if you're catching details everyone else misses, if you feel like no one sees you, I see you. I'm listening too.